Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and we're going to be playing some more Historic today. This is a green-white collected company deck. So there's a couple of variations of these decks that went 5-1 or 4-2 during the SEG satellite tournaments. So kind of took the versions, one went 6-0 as well. So I kind of took what I liked from the versions, made a couple tweaks along the way. But the essence of it, it's kind of like value creatures, kind of hate bear style. You have early ramp in Gilded Goose and Llanowar Elf. You really want to get off a collected company as early as possible. You have like utility creatures like Luminarch Aspirant that can make your stuff bigger, Scavenging Ooze to eat the graveyard, Elvish Visionary draws you cards, Charming Prince filters or can reset any of your ETB stuff or gain you life in a pinch. You have Archon that slows down your opponent from being able to cast spells, but also slows down their mana base. Heliod, you have some life gain synergies, so it kind of plays into that. Skyclave Apparition, one of the best white cards to come out in a while, exiles pretty much all the big hitters at 4 CMC or less. You also have like Charming Prince to blink it. Kazandu Mammoth is... I saw a lot of lists only play 2, but with a collected company, you can up it to 4 because it's just more hits off it. You have Knight of Autumn, really flexible card, counters. So it's either a 4-3 on the worst case, or Artifact or Enchantment can blow up, or you gain life. Crystalline Giant, Mecha Godzilla, is a card I wanted to see how effective it is. Something else I might consider is like Militia Bugler as a way to just get deeper into the deck and get cards out. But this gains a keyword each turn. Collected Company, obviously the card that pulls it together. And then I just made a couple tweaks to the mana base. They were playing 3 Templed Gardens for some reason instead of 4. Because we're playing like some of these and like Kazandu Mammoth, I'm only playing 2 Sunpetal Groves. It might be right to play 4. I want to try Crawling Barrens and then one of each of the mythic flip lines. Sideboard, Authority of the Consuls, very good against Goblins. If we're seeing an uptick in it, we might want to go up to 2. Giant Killer is a way to deal with bigger things. Also can be hit off Collected Company. Baffling End is good against, auras, anything like that. Smaller creature decks. Gideon Blackblade, good against control, just another way to attack. All the Skyclaves, when we need to go over the top, if there's like ground battles, so like your Gruels, your Mono Greens, your Cat Oven decks where you can't attack through, this gives you the flying ability. Yarshan, very good against the sack decks. Gargaroth, good against Gruel, Mono Red, any of those kind of creature decks. And then Vivien's for the grindier matchups where you want card advantage. So let's try this out. I'm curious to see how this plays. There's a lot of cool cards in these lists. They are individually a little underpowered, but I think just by chaining them together, Collected Company could be good. Alright, well. Turn 3 Company is where we want to be at. I think I'm going to shock first. We'll shock on 2 if needed. Because I don't like shocking the turn where I can play Collected Company. It telegraphs it too much. Let's just go. Just go Luminarch here. Next turn we can Coco. Opponent's taking 3 here, so it's probably going to hit our Aspirant. This is probably Rakdos Arcanist. Or actually not. It's just like Rakdos Midrange. So hopefully their turn's just Bone Crusher. We can find like Skyclave Apparition or something. Opponent's mana base hasn't really been cooperating with them. Let's go. So they're probably a Kroxa deck. I can do Scavenging Ooze. I can do this to draw more cards. I think we do Kazandu. Scavenging Ooze. So they have a removal spell here. They're just deciding. Okay, so second Bone Crusher. Let's get Mecha Godzilla going. Okay, so Death Touch. We've run out of a bit of gas here. Probably set this for Scry. They probably stomp anyways if we got Visionary there. Death Shadow. Just want to see if we hit a land here. Gain 3 life. This kills the Scourge. Wow, they just had 2 fatal pushes. Oh, that was some top decks out of our opponent. I still think that line's correct. You don't really play them on having double fatal push. Let's just play out Kazandu here. I'd love a Coco. Probably just eat the food. Chandra's scary. Okay, so we definitely want Skyclave Apparition or a Collected Company. Nope. How about Aligned? Heliod doesn't do much for us. What do they got if they're just floating mana here? This deck's just like all removal and hazard. Yeah, we're probably dead. Probably dead. You need Coco or Skyclave. Okay, Coco it is. Just get a point there. I just want to take this off from being able to minus in 2 turns. Will Coco in combat step. Okay, there goes second courier. And Roberto. Okay, Skyclave's very nice. So's Knight of Autumn. Okay, so we need to... I think we need to exile Chandra. Makes it a little difficult to attack in, or we do this. It's probably Chandra.
We're done here.
It's kind of risky because they're going to get a 4/4. I feel at this junction in the game, their creatures just outclass ours. Like, I can't attack in either because my stuff's all like 2/1s. We'll just wait till next turn to block so I can double block on it. We already used our Emeria, which is kind of our big payoff. Okay, another Knight of Autumn. I think we just take them off Bomat Couriers. Like, we're kind of playing an iffy game. Whereas, like, if we're mono green or another deck, we do get to go a bit bigger. We get flexibility, but we end up with a bunch of 2-power creatures against 4/3s. Bone Crusher lines up really well against our deck, which naturally they draw. Okay, well, I don't really have a comeback to this, so let's side. I didn't want them to get the card off of Bomat Courier because they could have just sacked it anyways. Baffling Ends, Giant Killers, Consuls. Do I want Skyclave? Probably not. Okay, so we're going to be playing bigger. The Mecha Godzilla is kind of lackluster. Charming Prince doesn't really do much here. The Visionary replaces itself. Well, they didn't have any cards under it right now then. But if they went to attack, then they would have... I guess I could have waited to see they attack triggers on the stack and I do it. But I would have to hope for 2 kill spells. We're shifting our curve a bit. I still want Coco's for card advantage. Hey Tucker, how's it going? This still has targets. Probably trim a Goose. Trim. Kazandu's fine. What do we cut? What do we cut? What do we cut? Authority of the Councils. Heliod. Just don't see us doing enough with Heliod in this game. Okay, let's do it like that. Yeah, I might have to take a look again at that. My thought was I didn't want them to attack with either. So Coco in first to see if we can get rid of it. But I guess we could have just let them attack. And then trade up with the blocks. And then just made a thing bigger. Like as a 4/3. So then it could trade 1 for 1. Can keep this, I think. I don't love it. Leaves us pretty weak to most removal. Not at the moment, Tucker. You can always pop into the Discord. There's a few folks that are testing from time to time there. See if anyone wants to pop in. I'm just running some decks from the Satellite tournament. I think we just do Ooze here. If they have Bone Crusher, they have Bone Crusher. We need to play something out. Bone Crusher means they don't target this. Yeah. Yep. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Like opponent's deck. Bit more my playstyle. Okay, so we got Vivien here, so I think we just try to get Vivien going next turn. These have been, like, they're very good, but if they're not playing anything out, you just don't want to play out a 3-mana 2/3. Doesn't do enough. Okay. So, that could be that they have Fatal Push up. So the iffy thing with doing Vivien here is we plus it up. They have Fatal Push or any removal, they can attack it in. So I think what we do, we Aspirant the Bone Crusher, play out the Aspirant. It leaves me with 2 creatures. But they're not like a traditional, like Ball So Hard. They're not like a traditional thing, like Rakdos list, like Arcanist. They're not really playing into their graveyard that much. That game they had like maybe 1 creature in there. And they've shown Fatal Push and direct removal. Just doing this to play around the Stomp. If they have Fatal Push, they have Fatal Push. Yeah. Can't do anything there. Could have put it around the Aspirant just because they probably kill Luminarch anyways. That also lets me block better against Bomat Courier. Okay, that bodes pretty well if they're doing all that. Okay. I should have plus this first. They've had it all. Exact Noxious Grasp. This being a 3/3, all our things being 2/2s is just nutsos. Knight of Eben. Probably still exile this. Tucker, thanks for the follow. Appreciate the support. So, Coco off the top would be nice. We don't know necessarily if this last card's removal because they do have Castle Lochwain, so they're hovering over that. I think we just need to try to race them at this point. We have another Vivien, Elder Gargaroth would help. Like at this point, Ooze is pretty good. Baffling End, a couple options. Chandra is pretty good for them here. Yeah, that's going to change the race a lot. And then that's probably Fatal Push with our luck. Draw a card. Yeah. The opponent seeing 2 cards a turn to R1. Like, we really need that. We really need, like, Elder Gargaroth. Or a Coco. 11% of our deck. See what we can get. Quite interesting why they're holding back there. So their deck's like Knight, Bone Crusher, Bomac Courier. They minus here, they make this 4. That's odd. Yeah, I don't think I could win at this point. Don't think we got this. Bone Crusher. Yeah, doesn't do enough. We get rid of one of them, but they're hitting us on like 12 different angles. This deck needs Settle the Wreckage in the sideboard. When you fall behind, it needs a way to catch up. Let's go. We do it like that. I think instead of these, we want the Vivien's main. And then we can put the Mauls back in the sideboard. Let's try this one out. We need ways to kind of get card advantage in this deck. If we don't have Coco, if we're just playing out like 2 mana 1/1s. Okay. Well, think we keep any hand where we can. I should have shocked this in, because now I can't exile their creature here. The hell? Main board Hushbringer against our deck with a bunch of ETB effects. I actually can't beat this, can I? Don't think we can. If they get this big enough, the combination of shutting off, because like Knight would have been great here, even Aspirant, just to exile it, but it shuts off its enter the battlefield effect. Guess we go like Heliod. Something like that can pay off, perhaps. Kazandu. Doesn't help that much. Okay, another Coco's nice. So we have 6 mana here. Okay, if we just keep drawing Cocos, maybe there's a chance. Opponent stumbled on mana a bit. Like, if we could exile that, I'd feel a lot better. That's going to gain him a lot of life. In case we draw a Goose and we have nothing to do with it. Okay, we can start gaining life of our own now. I take everything back about this game. Coco's for life. Okay, so I think we want to give ourselves the option. Let's go Archon. It's just more devotion here. Let's put this here because they're gonna chump it. I guess I should have put it there. I'm gonna gain the life so I can eat nothing to eat. So they can trade the ooze if they want. Just gain a bunch of life. Here probably just spread around the counters. This is probably going to end up chumping, and it's got first strike. If they give it like the vigilance thing, I can't attack through it anyway, so I want to get enough things that could attack into Hushbringer. Gonna wait to see what they play out here. They could, like, if they get this vigilance, then we're kind of in a stall race. Can't do too much. Baffling End will be good here. Okay, so all that glitters. Okay, hit me for 8. Okay, so if they hit for 8, They gain 8, they go to 17. I have... Okay, so I think we space it out still. Skyclave doesn't do enough here. Okay, so if... Let's see. They block this. They block this. That's 5. So they gain 8, they go to 17. I hit them for 6, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we probably play one of these out just to keep devotion up. Give lifelink to 2 things here. Why did it tap like that? Oh my god. This one's got lifelink, so just do that. Okay, we have one more thing to eat, so we can eat their Shram. Spirit Dancer. It's tall versus wide game. This stupid Hushbringer has shut off so much of our deck. Cool. Just spread around the love. So they first strike here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to keep the devotion up. And then I think we just attack in everything. So they gain 10. Takes them up to 14. They block a 5. So then they take 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Let's do you. Mathis for blockers. Just gain 5 here. Llanowar Elf beats down. I am very surprised we won that game. Settle the Wreckage, Giant Killers, Baffling Ends in. Question, do we want Elder Gargaroths? So Charming Prince could come out. Really doesn't do much in this matchup. Mechagodzilla could come out. Sorry about my dog if you hear. She just got back from her walk and wants dinner. Vivien's interesting. Can make a steady supply of blockers. 2 cards to cut. This actually shuts off a lot of their like speed plays. I like the knight. Heliod did work there, so we'll probably keep it in. Okay, so probably just trim the geese. Say go. I already feel more confident with having Settle in the sideboard compared to the previous sideboard. Okay, we'll keep this hand. That other hand I liked, but the problem was we didn't have double green. I think we put back Scavenging Ooze right now. Kazandu Mammoth represents... Perfect. So we're not going to make the mistake like last game. If they have Hushbringer, they have Hushbringer. I can't do anything about it. They had Hushbringer. Can't do much there. We played it like to our outs there. They poke us for 1. Okay, Baffling End. Thank you. So I'm going to make this choice before they know that we have the Baffling End. Like this, I get 6 points of damage in on them. I need to get this out of the way because this turns on my Skyclave Apparition to get rid of Shram. Okay, perfect. No land. No land for protection spell. Okay. This should be good. Like if we hit a land, I get to go Vivien. This also makes this bigger. Then with Vivien's down tick, I can go find creatures. So we got the goose. I'm worried about them having a pump spell here. Like to protect. So I think we just do Mammoth here. So realistically, if they do have a pump spell, they block this, they go 3, they go to 11. And then I hit them for 8. No, I think we're in a good spot. I don't think we overextend here. I can always block with the goose. I need a land. Worst case like this, then I should have enough to go wide on them. Unless they like pants this up pretty big. Just eat away get their graveyard here. Okay, Coco. So we have Coco, which is nice. They have to double block here. I actually could have attacked with everything. Got him.